Well, hi everyone. Welcome back. Today I want to talk to you about show business. Everyone is in show business to one extent or another. I mean, you could be a rock star, you could have won an Oscar, you may be a fashion designer of some kind, or you could be a bartender. Anything in between. The thing about show business is the quality of the stories that people bring to the table and the reactions of the audience when they hear them. Back when I was a bartender before I got into show business, I heard some amazing stories from some pretty incredible people. And I would like to do one of them for you right now. This little girl's name was Holly, and she was from a small town in Ontario, Canada, where that accent thing comes from. A lot of the people walk around saying things like, "Golly geez, eh?" And everyone smiles. Anyway, Holly came into my bar one day and she told me this story. It was a near miss, one of those things that you get out of by the skin of your teeth and keep looking over your shoulder wondering how you escaped. And I said to her, "Do you mind if I do that as a showpiece?" And she said, "Geez, no way, be my guest." So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Holly. "Hi, my name's Holly, eh? And I'm going to be your waitress this evening. Boy, them bus boys. You know, they do the job, but you sure don't get no extras out of them, not even when you got to give them a split of your tips later. Sometimes I miss the way life was back home. You know, it was simple then. See, it's only a month that I've been here, eh? Working at my dream, which is to become a star. I started out back home. I sent away $50 so as I could study modeling by correspondence. Well, I gotta tell you, I must have been in and out of that post office every day, eh? Checking to see had it come yet. And then one day, there it was, this big package with my name right on the front of it. Well, I couldn't wait to get it home, eh? I ripped it open right there, and inside, big as life, was lesson number 1, how to walk. I gotta tell you, I dumped them footsteps out smack in the middle of the post office floor and started in walking up and down, and you could tell everyone was happy for me, eh? They was all laughing and clapping and shouting stuff like, "Hey, Holly." It was the best feeling in the whole world. Well, after that, I took them footsteps home, eh? And I practiced every day after chores. And before you know it, it got so as I could do it without even looking down. It was so great. But then my mom and me, eh? We had words over it. She sat me down and she says to me, "Holly," she says, "you're driving us all around the bend, eh?" Well, did that hit home or what? Like here it was, not even a week gone by, and already I was the tragic victim of an obsession. And it made my mind up for me. I said to myself, "Holly," I said, "you gotta grab onto life while you can, eh?" So, even though the mail was holding up on lesson number 2, which was voice lessons, which I never got, eh? I packed up all my stuff and I come here, to the big time. 'Cause I had to give it a try, eh? Even if I didn't make it, I still had to give it a try. And right away, just like it was this omen, I got this here job. And it's good practice, eh? 'Cause a restaurant is a lot like show business. I mean, in a show, there's a lot of stuff goes on backstage that the audience shouldn't know about if it's going to enjoy. And it's the same thing here. Like, if you don't mind my saying so, and don't tell no one where you heard it, I wouldn't order the lamb surprise if I was you. And the customers, to me, they're like the audience. And if it's like a regular, you know, someone who comes in all the time and actually they choose to sit in your section, well, what more proof do you need to know you're a hit? Anyway, what with working days and developing my interpersonal skills and then studying on my nights off, I ain't exactly had time to think about going out and meeting people, eh? Until Judy, well, she works here too, eh? She says to me, "Holly," she says, "we're all going to party." Well, I never heard of the place, but it made me realize I was shutting myself off from my youth, which only comes once. So I says, "Count me in." Oh, and Judy, you know, she was great, eh? Like, she knew I didn't have no experience or nothing, so she gave me some real fancy stuff to wear. See now, my favorite piece of the outfit was this what you call disco bag. See, there's no place to put a regular purse in a nightclub, eh? So instead, you get yourself one of these little tiny purses and you cram it full of your basic necessities. See here, I got a comb, a lipstick, a couple of bucks, and oh yeah, my phone number on tear-off strips. That was my idea, eh? I figure why not? My sister got a real nice couch that way once. Anyway, we get to this club, eh? And everyone looks like a movie star with all them lights flashing and the music's thumping like some kind of giant heartbeat. And almost right away this cute guy comes up to me and he points his head at the dance floor, eh? Which is how they ask you to dance when it's loud. So I go out there with him, and that's when it happened. I almost don't know how to tell it. You see, the music changed, and all of a sudden, it was playing something I never heard before. And it was like it reached right down inside of me and it took over my soul, eh? And that's when I knew I was gonna be a dancer. It was gonna be my life, eh? Well, you should have seen the guy. It was like he was struck dumb, and I can't blame him. Anyway, he grabs me and he drags me off to some place where you could talk without shouting, and he looks down at the tear-off strip I give him, and he says to me, "Holly, are you looking for a little action or what?" And I tell him I sure am, eh? And then I tell him the whole story about my dream, 'cause you just never know when opportunity might be knocking at your door. And you know what? You're not going to believe it. It was. See, it turns out he's this big producer, eh? It's all on the hush-hush. He's been driving all over the country just looking for the person to star in his next picture. Yeah, it's all about this girl who goes to this motel room and meets these guys who get her to do stuff 'cause she's too innocent to see it coming. And here's the best part, eh? He thinks I'm a natural. Ain't that something? And next week, I'm going to get this special audition right there at the motel. It's going to be on film and everything. Oh, man, I can hardly wait. And hey, listen, if you're in the neighborhood next week, you should stop by, eh? I'll buy you a coffee so I can tell you all about it. 'Cause I know one thing for sure, eh? My life ain't never going to be the same after I walk into that hotel room. Now, normally I just sign off there and leave you to think about poor little Holly and what might have happened. The fact is, though, there's a happy ending for her. It all turned out okay. Nothing terrible changed her, broke her spirit, made her believe that there would never be another dream. She got away. It was good. And I guess the thing I wanted to say to close this off is that I think we all need to decide if our dreams are worth it. If there's something we believe in, some magic that we can just see out there on the horizon. What would life be like if we said, "Oh, gee, I don't know, what if it doesn't work out?" What kind of a life would we live? My feeling is we should go for it. We should say to ourselves, you can't just walk away from opportunity, eh? Not when it's knocking at your door. So seize the day, my friends. See what happens. Catch you next time.